Well, happy Monday afternoon and welcome back to the channel. I'm grateful for you guys being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and all the crap I'm supposed to tell you to do. Smash the thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and all that stuff. Anyways, today's video, we are talking spark plugs. And in this one, I'm going to show you exactly where the two spark plugs on the Honda CTX700 are and how to change them. Here's the thing. It's a 1-star idea. It's very simple. Out of how many beers you're going to need, just one. Out of how difficult it is, one. It is simple. The only issue is you're going to have to crawl down on your side and get dirty on the ground, but it's really not that difficult. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. In the description below will be every part that you're going to need, all the tools that you're going to need, because you really don't need much to do this. And to be honest with you, you're going to say, if you've never done this before, why have I not? Because it's that easy. Now, I don't think I need to get into the importance of how important a spark plug is, but let's be honest, it's one of the first things you check when your bike isn't firing correctly. When you twist the throttle and it's stuttering, the first thing they're going to tell you to do is check the spark plugs. So if you do not know how to do that and you've owned this bike for a short period of time or you bought a used one, I recommend taking the video, getting in your garage, putting it up on your phone, your iPad, your TV if you have one in your garage, and doing the basic maintenance. These are some of the most important things that are going to keep your bike on the road running. Now, I'm going to recommend a plug that is Honda is what Honda uses. It's the NGK plug. It's what we use in all of our toys. I just stand by it. Now, if there's a certain plug that you like to use, please feel free to install whatever you like. That is your bike, your prerogative, do whatever you want. Just make sure it's an iridium plug because that's what the bike takes for some damn reason. I'll never understand why. If anybody knows, drop a comment down below. Hey, look, new video, same shirt. Okay, I'm gonna film 2 videos or 3 videos in one day, so just bear with me. Anyways, this video, spark plugs. I'm gonna be honest with you. So this bike, because it has almost no miles on it, I didn't think, I'm gonna change the spark plugs or do any of that. And then I had somebody ask me, how do you change the spark plugs in the bike, or how do you check the spark plugs? I apologize, or sometimes I forget. There's just certain things that are just natural to me that aren't natural to other people. So if I ever, somebody ever asks me something and I ever reply in that manner, let me apologize now. I don't mean any negative. It's just some things are just natural, and I forget to some people they're not. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually check the spark plugs on the bike, make a video for it, and that's going to help you guys. So if you need to change the spark plugs, you're just going to do the same exact steps. And this bike, the airbox sucks. It is absolute. I'm mad at Japan for this one, but they did. They leveled the playing field almost. Well, this is shit. With the spark plugs. These are super easy to get to. They're literally right here. Easy. All you're going to need is, what is it? 5/8. Now, I don't have a 5/8 socket for spark plugs, but the well is so shallow, not too worried about it. And when we get into it, I'll explain exactly what to do, because if you don't have the right tool, sometimes you can strip it, but there's a trick to it. Anyways, a little extension, just a little guy here, and then socket, real easy, nothing hard. Wrench. It's a wrench. Ratchet. It's a damn ratchet. See, I talk mess about people not knowing, and then I can't even get my tools right.
You serious?
Go figure. Anyways, let's get into it. I'll show you. It's pretty easy. But if you haven't done it before, you don't know. Now you know. I'm trying to lock in the zoom so it doesn't like mess with it. Anyways, first step that we need to do is determine where are the 2 spark plugs. And it's real easy. Here's your front wheel. If I turn this little guy, you'll be able to see it. But there's 2 spark plug boots. And you can see them. They have 2 white little guys on here. Yours may not have these. This is typically done with the PDI when they PDI the bike, which is the inspection when they sell it. And this just kind of indicates, hey, we've checked this. You'll see it on a lot of your nuts and bolts. That determines that they've torqued everything down correctly. So we have 1 and 2 here. We're going to go ahead and remove this guy here. And it's real simple. It's just going to pull straight out this way. And you'll hear it pop. That one didn't, but that little guy's going to pop there. Then we're going to take our 5/8, and I apologize because I'm trying to keep my meat hands out of here. I might need a longer extension. Let me see. Oh, there it goes. And we just simply, it real easily pops. And then I usually just take that off and then just sit here and spin the heck out of it. Let's see, not loose yet. Now, if you have a 5/8 spark plug, it'll spark plug wrench, it'll actually have a washer in here that holds onto it and makes it easier. But we're just going to take mine out and take a look at it. So we got the first one out. Take a peek at it. Looking at it, it actually looks in really good condition. I can smell a little gas on it. That's just because the bike has been sitting, and yeah, but other than that, it's in great condition. This is an NGK. It's an IR iridium, so it's an IFR 6G 11K, and we're everything looks good. So I'm going to show you how to put these back in. If you have the correct spark plug socket that I don't have, your toolkit actually comes with something that does this. It won't have, I don't think it has a rubber, but typically there is a rubber piece that is inside of there, and you would drop this in and it would lock into it and make this way easier. But all you're going to do is just set it in. And because I don't have that, what I do is I don't apply a lot of inward force. I lightly support it, and the threads are going to grab. So everything I'm doing is barely moving it, and it's just self-grabbing. And that is going to prevent cross-threading because it's very, very easy to do when you're doing spark plugs. So just get that in there. You're going to feel it tighten up pretty quick. Doesn't take much. And once it's in there, then we're just going to grab our ratchet. We're going to stick it back in. And we're just going to give it a nice little, nothing too crazy, nothing too tight. And then we take our boot and we snap it back in. And you'll know it's in because it doesn't fall out. When you give it a tug, it's in there. It's in there pretty dang good. So now we're going to jump to the other one. We're going to do the other side. Same thing that we did here. All we're going to do is just pop this little guy out like we did on the other one. Now this one is stiffer, but you can kind of hear it pop out. It's just going to hang here. We stick our ratchet in and we do everything like we did. I don't need to show you that, but if you're changing them, you just put the replacement in and you call it square, but that is how you change your spark plugs. So as you can see, changing the spark plugs is not that difficult of a task. Now, here's what I would recommend doing this is get the proper tools. I will drop links in the description below for the proper socket and what you need to do this. If you're new to doing spark plugs, I recommend having the correct socket. I've done millions of these. I have a ton of toys, worked on bikes. I know the feel to get it in without the proper tool. In fact, I know where that spark plug socket is. Darn it. Anyways, I know where it's at. I just don't have it here. Anyways, so I recommend the proper tools. It's going to help prevent there be any issues. So I do recommend that. Again, links in the description below, including the spark plugs that go on the bike, the correct ones. Now, I will tell you this. The spark plugs for this bike, for some reason, are super duper expensive. They could have went with the standard. Not sure exactly why, and I'm sure some tech people who are very, very intelligent can tell us exactly why they say you need iridium to go on this bike. It's a 700. Possibly, I don't even know. I don't even want to take a guess. Anyways, super easy to do. Now you guys know how to do it. I hope this helps in any way, shape, or form. Helps you see where they're at. They're right next to each other. Explains what those white dots are on that are on there. If you didn't know what those are, now you do. But yes, highly recommend checking those. Look at your service manual for all the intervals that it tells you to do that. I will typically do it every year. It's just a thing with me. Everybody's different. It's okay. But I'll typically change those out every year. I just like to have new spark plugs. I like to start my season out good, especially if you live in the winter and your bike sits and you don't ride it. I definitely recommend spring comes around, you get your bike out. That is something I would I would definitely change on this bike. Iridiums, I don't recommend cleaning off. Some people say you can scrape them clean. These, you don't. They're typically more fragile than a standard spark plug. So easy swap. Anyways, there you go. On to the next video. I don't know what it is yet, but I've got some more stuff to do today. So as you can see, doing the spark plug is not that difficult of an event. So you basically have no excuse not to do it. I'm just saying. This saves you a lot of money. You don't need to go to the dealerships and give them your money to do something that is very so basic. If you don't have the tools, you're not spending that much money to buy the tools to do it appropriately. Now, when you go to a dealership, they have an hour chart that they go off of. So something that you may see me do take 10 minutes will probably take a mechanic 5 minutes, but they're still going to charge you an hour to 2 hours. And at $150 to $200 an hour, understand that they have to charge you this because they have to keep their doors open. They've got to pay for warehouses. They've got to pay all the stuff that they do. So I hate to call them dealerships, but it's how they have what they have to do to stay in business. Now, you can find your LBS, which is your local bike shop. There's tons of them. In fact, in California, we have them all over the place. They're happy to help you out, and I do recommend those. But when we talk about dealerships, I want to make something very, very clear. Typically, your dealerships that you have, even though they are big branded Hondas, Yamaha dealerships, these are locally owned family dealerships. So sometimes you'll see somebody's name, so-and-so at Honda as their name, just like car dealerships. And I know they're corporate, but they're franchises. So understand that these are still local bike shops in your area. And when I say dealerships, what I mean by that is, yes, their rates are ridiculous. And yes, they nickel and dime you for most everything. But you do have to understand that it's just like going to Ford or going to Chevy. They have to go by a book. So they're picking everything out by the book, and that's how they do it. So when you take your warranty in, they're going to charge Yamaha or Honda all this work. So it's really nothing against them and negative business practice. And I want to be very, very clear on that. But it's what is required to be a dealership, to be a certified Honda or Yamaha Polaris. And I'm just using companies as an example. So if I can save you a little bit of money by doing your own home basic maintenance, well, I hope I do. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to go there and spend your money. It's up to you. But I do believe spending $500 to have your spark plug change is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. Just my opinion. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, all this fun stuff. I just can't get into the begging for it. So that's why I brush over it really, really fast. Somebody messaged me and they're like, wow, you really don't say much about that. Listen, if you want to subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. Last week we had a good jump in numbers. I'm just slowly growing. I just hope that my videos are helping you guys. That's what matters the most. The subscriptions and all that, of course, we want to get bigger and we want to go out there because I really enjoy doing this. This is really, really fun. And I want to get some rides in the video and I want to go do some things outside of just working in the garage. It's kind of the goal of the channel is to grow it. So if you do, I'm very, very grateful. If you like it, share with a friend and all the fun stuff. Awesome. Other than that, I'm just glad you guys are here. And again, I'm hoping it helps you guys out. Because remember, there's always something we can learn. Because remember, there's a reason why there's a saying. I was today years old when I realized that when you open up the gas tank or the gas cap on the Honda CTX, there's a section for you to take your gas cap with your key in it and set it in. I bet if I post a picture of it right here, some of you will go, holy crap. And the reason I say that is because somebody did it in the forum the other day and people were like, wow, I didn't even know that was there. So remember, today you may be today years old when you figure out how to change the spark plugs. Anyways, thank you guys. We'll see you guys next week. YouTube thinks you're going to like this video. Side note, I usually will pick this video. YouTube doesn't. I don't let them pick because they'll pick my shorts. And I think that's just ridiculous. We'll see you guys next week.